everyone. Welcome back to Mrs. Schnabel's Reading Room. Today I'm going to read you a story called Spoon. But before I get started, I want to do another shout out to the Lake County Public Library and Mr. Worthington for making sure that we got these really great books. So thank you, Lake County Public Library, and thank you, Mr. Worthington, for these great stories. Have you ever felt like you just not good enough, or you can't compare yourself to your friends because you think they either have more or they're more special or they're just better? Well, I know I have. I sometimes compare myself to others, and it's difficult because we want to be the best we can be, but sometimes, we are who we are and we can't change that, and that is okay. I really like this book, Spoon. This book is about a little spoon who compares himself to his friend's knife, fork, and chopsticks. But throughout the story, Spoon learns that his friends sure think a lot about him and that he's special in his own way. So I hope you enjoy this book as much as I enjoy it. All right, I will go ahead and read it to you. Spoon. It was written by Amy Krause Rosenthal, and it was illustrated by Scott Magoon. This is Spoon's family. Wow, look at all those spoons. On Sundays, Spoon goes to visit his Aunt Silver. He has to be on his very best behavior there. She is very fancy and proper. Goodbye, darling. Ta-ta. At bedtime, Spoon likes to hear the story about his adventurous great-grandmother who fell in love with a dish and ran off to a distant land. Are you familiar with the story, and the dish ran away with the spoon? I think that's what they're talking about. Lately, though, Spoon had been feeling blue. What's wrong? Asked his mother. You look a bit out of shape. Nothing, mumbled Spoon. What could be wrong? It's just that, I don't know, all my friends have it so much better than me. Like Knife. Knife is so lucky. He gets to cut, he gets to spread. I never get to cut or spread. Yes, Knife is pretty spiffy that way, isn't he? And Fork is so lucky. She gets to practically go everywhere. I bet she never goes stir crazy like I do. Fork does get out and make herself useful, doesn't she? Look at all the things that Fork does. And Chopsticks! They are so lucky. Everyone thinks they're really cool and exotic. No one thinks I'm cool or exotic. Those chopsticks are something else, aren't they? Meanwhile, if only Spoon knew what his friends were saying at that very minute. Spoon is so lucky, said Knife. He's so fun and so easygoing. Everyone is so serious with me. And no one's ever allowed to be silly with me like they are with Spoon. Spoon is so lucky, said Fork. He gets to measure stuff. No one ever does that with me. Here's Spoon being silly, and here's Spoon measuring. Spoon is so lucky, said Chopsticks. He can go places by himself. We could never function apart. That night after bedtime stories, Spoon's mom turned off the light, tucked him in, and said, "You know, Spoon, I wonder if you realize just how lucky you are. Your friends will never know the joy of diving headfirst into a bowl of ice cream. They'll never know what it feels like to clink against the side of a cereal bowl. They'll never be able to twirl around in a mug or relax in a hot cup of tea." Spoon hadn't thought of it that way before. He lay awake in bed for a long time. His mind was racing. He felt so alive. There was only one thing to do. "I can't sleep." "Come snuggle," said his dad. "Come here, Spoon," said Mom. And so he did. Sweet dreams. Oh my goodness, I love this story because it really encourages you to realize how special you are just the way you are. Every person is different. We are all good at some things and maybe not so good at other things, but every one of us is special and we are just the way we are supposed to be, because spoons do different things than knives, forks, and chopsticks. But spoons are just as useful and just as important as those other tools. So you are important and you are special just the way you are. And you need to always make sure you remember that. You don't have to change to be like anyone else. You are special, and I love you very much. All right, my friends, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Love you all.